Welcome back to the Hoops Report. This is George Michalowski with Pittsburgh Sports Now. Today is Friday, January 10th, and Pitt is getting ready to come back from their loss against Duke and take on another red-hot team in the ACC, Louisville. Louisville has won 5 games in a row. They're 4-1 in league play, sitting above Pitt in the ACC standings. Pat Kelsey, the first-year head coach, came over from College of Charleston, where he was dominant in the CAA over the past few years. Pitt's projected to win the game by 5 points, according to Ken Palm. Louisville's 39th in the net rankings. They're going to be a quad two opponent for Pitt. This is likely to be a quad two game at the end of the season as well. So important for Pitt to get this win. It's not a quad one opportunity, but it is a huge game, not only for momentum's sake and for getting up off the mat sake after that beatdown at Cameron earlier this week, but also it's a quad one opportunity. There's not, or quad two opportunity, I should say. There's not many big opportunities left for Pitt to get quality wins over teams that are projected to be in the NCAA tournament, like Louisville is in the mix for right now. Louisville is the sixth most experienced team in college basketball, according to Ken Palm. They're 11th in Division One in three-pointers per game. They've got several different guys who can torch you from outside, starting with Rain Smith, a guy who came over with Kelsey from College of Charleston. He's got over 53s on the year, shooting, I believe, around 36, 37% from downtown. He comes off the bench, actually, in most games. So keep an eye on Rain Smith, their number one sniper, coming off the bench. Chucky Hepburn is a solid guard transfer from Wisconsin. Terrence Edwards Jr. came over from JMU, actually beat Wisconsin in the tournament last spring in March. So a really interesting backcourt they've got here that's dynamic. And actually, in the last game, those two are their leading scorers, by the way, Louisville's leading scorers, Hepburn and Edwards. But in their last game, in a win over Clemson, the leading scorer was Javon Hadley, who's a 6'6" guard wing type player who looked like an absolute animal. He looked like an all ACC caliber player against Clemson. 32 points, 10 of 12 from the field. At the end of that game there, I watched some of the tape on Hadley that game, and he was feeling himself. Like, he was getting into the post, going over both shoulders, getting into the lane. I mean, he was a versatile player. He was finishing in transition. His transition numbers haven't been amazing this year, but he was doing it all for Louisville. So he's another guy to watch. They've got a lot of length. Noah Waterman, 6'11", James Scott, I believe, 6'9", 6'10". So they've got some really good talent down low. Waterman, another one of their top three-point shooters at 6'11", the BYU transfer. So something to watch out for there. Louisville has two players with at least 38 offensive rebounds this year. Pitt has 0 of those. Cam Corrin has 36 offensive rebounds, so he's close. I mean, he's been good, and I think he's been better lately, which is a huge development. I talked about this yesterday, that watching him in the Duke game, he really brought nice energy and effort on the glass. So going to be big to see Cam attack the glass as well as Zach, and kind of like we've talked about over the past few years with Pitt, like rebounding by committee. It's going to be huge against Louisville because this is a ferocious team on the glass. And I think that stems from their head coach. Like, this guy is a fiery head coach. I can't wait to see and to talk to in the press conference. Pat Kelsey, he is a fiery coach. I watched him coach at Charleston 2 years ago, I believe, in the CAA tournament, win that title to go to the NCAA tournament. He's an awesome guy. Love what he's doing at Louisville. It's good for the ACC as a whole that Louisville is 4-1 and in the top 40 of the net rankings, back in the national conversation. Uh, Louisville should be another great matchup for Pitt. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Comment below what you want to see more of on this show, and thanks again.